Down dog. All right, how do we make down dog feel good in our body? This is a pose that's often cued as a resting pose, and in my experience, I've never felt it to be a resting pose. It's quite active. It is asking a big load of the shoulders, on the wrists. It can be quite opening along the hamstrings if you're pressing or trying to press your heels towards the floor. So how can we make this feel good in your body? Just like in any pose, we're going to explore your specific body needs. What's going to work best? So first of all, if you're experiencing pain, we want to alleviate the pain. So things we can do. Placing your hands a little wider on the mat, spreading your fingers out. And we're going to take a nice bend in the knees, and we're also going to widen the stance of our feet. And this gives a bit more room for the belly. It allows us to breathe. And as you really bend your knees, I want your eyes to go towards your feet or even to your knees. And this brings your ears closer to your biceps. And we're going for that nice flat line from your wrist all the way to your tailbone. It does not matter if your heels come towards the floor. That is an option if you have that space to press the heels down, but that is not at all the goal. We're looking for that flat back. And if you've got something going on, feet, plantar fasciitis, you can try taking a block or a folded blanket towel under the heels to give some relief there. So these are a few options. Finding your breath, maybe moving from side to side. Now, a lot of times we're going to have some discomfort into shoulders. Our wrists are not going to love this. So maybe this is where we take the pressure off and we bring a chair or hands to the wall. So we can do the same mechanics of the pose, taking your feet hip width or just a little bit wider than hip width, really rooting into your feet here, and then pressing the sits bones back and coming into a flat back. So this is taking the pressure off if you've got something going on that's not making that feel good. So this is a variation of what your down dog can be like. And another option, if this is just feeling all kinds of miserable, is your down dog can turn into more of hands and knees. It can be into our tabletop, and depending on what's going on in joints, maybe even to our wrists or forearms. So we want to make sure that we're not putting too much of a load onto injured spaces, but at the same time, we want to make sure we are building strength. So if it's not pain, maybe we can stay there for a few breaths before we come into a little bit less load. So again, this is going to be a bit of an exploration into what feels best in your body and giving yourself permission to move around to see what works and really honor that. So I hope that gives you a bit of inspiration, and don't be afraid to talk to the teacher as well, saying, hey, what are some things I can do? Reach out to me and have a little bit of fun seeing how you can make it work.